This is an NBAA video update. I'm Pete Combs. I want to take you to a recent hearing before the Aviation Subcommittee of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. The topic of this hearing was Next Gen, but very quickly discussion turned toward the President's proposed $100 per flight user fee. That prompted this exchange between Congressman Sam Graves, a Republican from Missouri, FAA Deputy Administrator Michael Huerta, and NBAA President Ed Bolen.
What I worry about is, and the administration has proposed a $100 user fee on commercial and general aviation operations in controlled airspace. And I worry about that hampering us considerably when it comes to implementation of Next Gen, and for that matter, even the general aviation industry altogether. But out of curiosity, are you all worried about that proposal?
Clearly, we're in a time of significant fiscal challenge in the country, and I think what the President has put forward is a proposal to try to attempt to address that challenge that we have. What establishment of the fee would provide for, it would address what are regarded as current inequities in the cost of operating the air traffic control system. And we recognize that the GA community currently pays a fuel tax, but these revenues are far less than the cost of the air traffic control services that are provided to that community of users. It's a relatively small cost in relation to the total operating cost of a flight, and I think that what we heard from the President is that everyone needs to do their part to address the fiscal challenges that we face as a country.
Does the FAA support the $100 fee?
I support the President.
And do you support the $100 fee?
Yes.
But just a moment later, NBAA's Ed Bolen attacked the notion of a user fee and the arguments that Michael Huerta had put forth to support it.
Congressman, the $100 per flight fee is at best a distraction at a time when our industry cannot afford to be distracted, and at worst it is a very destructive force. A couple of comments. First of all, the idea of a per flight charge is not a new idea. It is an idea that this committee and several other committees on Capitol Hill have thoroughly studied, analyzed. It has been the subject of numerous hearings and a great deal of input. And after 4 years of considering this question at the deepest level on both sides of this hill in 4 different committees, a decision has been made to junk that idea. It has been rejected. It is not in the House reauthorization bill. It is not in the Senate reauthorization bill. A per-flight fee is a bad idea. Congress has rejected it, and it needs to reject it again. And I want to point out a couple of other things. Deputy Administrator Huerta talked about cost allocation. As we know from those hearings, the last time the FAA did a cost allocation study, it was a flawed study. It did not use economic principles. The last time the FAA did a cost allocation study that relied on proven and established economic principles, it found that general aviation imposes maybe 7 to 9% of the cost of the system. Our current charges currently contribute 8.6% to the system. We are paying our fair share. That does not mean we have not been willing to work with the committee to find new ways to fund and support Next Gen. In fact, we have, but we have been very clear. This type of per-flight fee is not just a tax, it's the most destructive tax possible. And not only is it creating administrative burdens for the general aviation industry, but it distracts the FAA at its core focus. We want the FAA to be focused on promoting safety and making Next Gen a reality. We don't want the FAA to become the SkyRS, a collection bureaucracy that is focused on billing agents, collection agents, and auditors. It's time to move forward on Next Gen. Serious proposals are on the table. This is destructive, and it should be rejected.
Shortly after this exchange, 23 senators sent to the White House a letter asking President Obama to reconsider his proposed $100 per flight user fee. With an NBAA News Update, I'm Pete Combs.